Hey guys, what is going on? It's Dustin here. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below and leave a like on this video. Welcome to the channel if you are new. And for those of you returning, thanks for stopping by, guys. So, of course, you know, it's primarily about my 2014 Silverado here that's got a 3.5-inch lift on it and 33-inch tires. So, you know, that makes it a little challenging to get in it. Not that it's impossible, but as you guys know, if you drive a lifted truck without steps on it, it's pretty tough. I mean, I'm right at 6 foot, and I mean, I can get in there pretty easy. It's not terrible for me, but you get very short, it can be kind of tough, or if you have knee problems or just any sort of problems getting in a vehicle, it can be tough. Well, let me move the little tripod out of the way, show you guys what we picked up just for you guys and for 3,000 subscribers, which we're well on our way to, and hopefully we'll hit that by the time we post this video. It's this right here. Amp Research Powersteps. Now, if you guys are not familiar with these right here are like, I mean, these are it whenever it comes to running boards for your pickup. Basically how they work is whenever you open the door, they come down about 6 inches so you can step up on them into your vehicle. Then whenever you close the door after a few seconds, they suck back up under the vehicle here. And these are for the 1500 because I've got a 1500 pickup. So keep in mind that on these 2014 and newer Silverados, that they make some for the 2500 and 1 ton. However, the bad thing about them is they kind of stick out to the side here and they're very noticeable. Don't look real hot. If you take out the DEF tank, you can put the 1500 steps on them. So, you know, this video will, I mean, for the most part, work for you if you don't have the DEF tank for your diesel pickups out there, guys. So basically what I'm going to do for you guys real quick is do an unboxing here. And right now it's kind of late because today's the day that I just got back from my vacation, which wasn't so bad. We went and visited the Keys, Key West in Florida and Marathon, you know, all the little keys down there for about a week. And, you know, my sister kind of babysat the dogs and looked over the house for us, and we got a bunch of different packages, you know. The other day, the WeatherTech floor mats, which we've gotten here, and I'll leave a link for you guys in the video there. You might not be able to see as dark as it is in here, but I got the WeatherTechs in here, which is great for the dogs and the wife. Now I don't have to worry about the carpet getting ruined and whatnot. And you know, in that video, I explained to you why I chose WeatherTech. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and get to the unboxing of this, and I'll show you everything that comes in there. And then we'll move right on to the install. And then later, eventually, I don't think that I'm going to have any problems with these, but I will do a troubleshooting video. I've seen a lot of them out there. Just read up on this really well to see things that people have run into. So we'll make a video kind of troubleshooting some things you might run into. And then we'll also do like maybe a month review, a 3-month review, 6-month review, whatever you guys want. Just leave down in the comments below and let me know. They are heavy. Probably like right at, I'd say 50, 60 pounds, somewhere in there. I see immediately the running boards. I'm going to slide those out. So as you can see, to protect them, Amp did a pretty darn good job. They got them wrapped in this paper here. So let's go ahead and take this off so you guys can see it. Here are the actual steps themselves, and you can see they put a layer in between so you don't scratch them during shipping or anything like that. But they've got a really nice finish, and actually by themselves, super light. They seem to be, I want to say, powder coated. They, you know, they got a nice textured grip, so you know, standing on them is going to be pretty easy. All right, so here they are. So you can see my hand. I mean, my whole hand fits on there, so they're nice and wide. You're not gonna have any problem stepping into these, whereas, you know, some of the other running boards too, this is gonna go down lower so you can actually get your foot on there, and it's not like you're right up next to the bottom of the cab of the truck. So here's the contents of the rest of the box. You can see we got 1, 2, and 3. This is the motor idler linkage, motor idler linkage. I can't talk today, but I'd say this is just one for the drivers, one for the passenger. And then we got the harness and wiring kit. You got kind of one for the front of the cab, one for the rear of the cab for one side. And I can tell, I mean, these are just high quality. They've got rubber stoppers in here for whenever it reaches the lowered position. It's also got rubber stoppers for whenever it reaches the top position. So, I mean, these, even just how they turn there, I mean, these are well built. So, installation instructions. be sure to keep those. And then you got the big old wiring harness, which I like this because it's going to look pretty well like OEM. And then I don't think there's anything in that one. All your nuts and bolts, and hey, a nice amount of zip ties. Little box that goes under the hood with it. I think these might be the motors that actually operate it. Yeah, that's what they are. So then that's what we got, the motor idler linkage there too. So that's everything. Anything, guys, be sure to read those directions first. I'm going to give you a tidbit, a little bit of information here. It says it's for experienced, which, I mean, you know, if you've done any sort of mechanical work before, any sort of electrical work, you're going to be fine. 2 to 3 hours to install this. And here's a list of the tools needed. I might leave it down in the description if you guys do need it. But we are going to go ahead and start with the first page, which is actually attaching the motors to the linkages. So let's go ahead and get started with that. So I'm going to grab one of the linkages here, and we're going to start on number 1, which I believe. All right, so we got our first linkage here. I'll go ahead and grab one of the motors. All right, so you want to grab the linkage that actually has the portion where you can attach the motor to it. So you want to make sure that this cover is on. You can see they got tape on it. So the cover goes on just like that, how they've got it there. And then you're going to take the motor, which comes with the little hex head screws and the washers in there, taped on it. So all you got to do is line up things how they're supposed to be. Let me take a look here. According to the diagram that I'm seeing here, with it extended out, the motor is going to sit, the motor is going to sit in this way. So now we're just going to put in our screws, and you want to torque these down to 36-inch foot-pounds. And you don't want to over-torque it either, guys. Alright, sorry it's getting a little dark, guys, but we're going to get through this. I was just too excited not to get started on this little project tonight. So, where I'm at is I'm on the driver's side, so about midway. I'm right at the end of the driver's side door here. So I'm going to look right down here. See this little triangle portion here? All you're going to do is slide this U-nut in. This portion goes to the back, so the back that has the nipple there just slides right on like so. I need my other hand to do this here. Let me get that slid on, and I'll show you guys what we're going to do after that. Alright, so now that we got that slid in place, all we got to do is take the bottom side of this hook. This is going to push up on this, and this is going to hook right in there, just like that. It's easier said than done. I'm going to need both hands for this portion here, but I'll show you what it looks like after we're done here. That's what the finished product looks like with the bolt in place. And as you can see, all it's literally doing is pushing up on this brake cable, making a little room there for what it needs. No torque specs on this. You don't need to really worry about it. I just kind of got it hand tight, if you will, because you know this isn't holding any weight really other than the brake line there, so don't worry about it too much. All right, so I'm going to show you guys real quick how to install one of these idler linkages on the front. Now the same is going to apply for the motors. They actually go in the rear. The idler arm without the motor is going to go in the front. So I'm going to show you how to install this one, and once you watch me install this one, you're going to know how to do the rest of them. It's kind of a rinse and repeat process. They all use the same parts there. So as you can see in the diagram here, hopefully you can anyway, we're going to need these pieces, the number 10 bolt that goes in the bottom of the sheet metal tab there. We also need a number 12 bolt, the 11 nut there, and then you may need this 13 U-nut if you don't have a hole pre-drilled with threads for your frame. That is not the case for this one, so I won't be able to show you that portion, but basically it looks like it slides over something in there, and then you can actually fasten it to it. That way it's secure on there. But let's hop under there and go ahead and get started, and you definitely want to follow these torque specs that I'll give you as I'm fastening these on with this, but we'll go back and torque them to the right specs. We're right on the front passenger side, and where we're actually at right here is the first sheet metal tab that you're going to see that's got some hole drilled in it. You can see there's these little sheet metal tabs along the way, so you want to put a number 10 bolt in there, the black one, as you can see there. I think there's only 4 of them in the kit.
put it in about halfway there, and then what you're going to do is you're just going to slide this linkage up over the top of it. And as you can see, this is where you might need that U-nut, but you can see I've already got some pre-drilled in here, so I don't have to worry about that. So basically, once you got that in about halfway, there's a spot right at the bottom there. You can see that this is going to slide up on just like so. Then we're going to take this nut here. Hopefully you guys can see, and I'm holding everything where you need it, but we're going to take this guy here, number 12, put it in this top section into that hole I just showed you. And I'm probably not going to be able to show you that well on camera. So once you get this torqued down to 16 pounds, which is first, then torque this guy down to 16 foot-pounds, and then finally we're going to put that nut on there right on top of 10 down here, the black bolt, and we'll tighten it down to 16 foot-pounds. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. It's going to be a little easier to do with two hands. Alright, so we got a finished product here on one of these, and like I say, I'm not going to bore you guys with doing the rest of them. Alright, so once we've got all four of those on, now's a little bit more of a fun part. You're going to take these guys here, these little nuts, that are a 3/16, I believe. Let me look, verify. You're going to take these little nuts that are 3/16, so you can see here, and I'll be putting those in my wrench here. And what we're going to do is take the running board here, and I'll get one of these out for you. And they've got these little guys that run up and down there. So you're just going to find where those fasten onto on your linkages and motors there, and we're going to fasten these on. And there are two of them, as you can see further down here, and this guy probably slides down too. Yep, there we go. So we're just going to fasten these on. For this portion, all you got to do is line those little rails up like I showed you there, right up in here, and then they just fasten in like that. So you're going to use 4 on each side. Like I said, definitely handy to have somebody. I dropped this running board on my head. Felt pretty dumb, but nonetheless, we got it installed, and it's not quite in the down position, but you can kind of see what you're working with here now. So just rinse and repeat on the other side. Okay, so I've got the passenger side done, as you can see here. And once again, the board's not fully extended at this point, but I didn't expect it since the motor's not fully all the way out the way I had lined the motor up with the gear in there. So, and if I didn't mention it, the bolts that we just put in with the 3/16 hex there, they need to be torqued down to 10 foot-pounds. So now that the stuff, for the most part, under the truck is done, let's go ahead and move under the hood. We're going to take our controller up there, maybe a few zip ties, and the wiring harness. Alright, so what the directions recommend is actually fastening this guy here to the arm here. You know, that's kind of at your discretion where you want to put it. I'll probably go off the directions. So now we're going to start plugging in our wiring harness, which is right here. And of course, take your zip ties as well. So I may have to cut the zip tie on this. But then we're going to start doing some of the fun stuff, as you can see here, actually running that harness where we need it to go. So I've got my negative side terminal off. So the negative side, black, black to black, red to red, which black is negative. I'll go ahead and run to my terminal here, which you can see I've taken off. I'm just taking the nut off. At this point, I'm just going to place it right over that and then put the nut back on. We're not actually reconnecting the battery at this point. We're not going to do that until much later in the stage here. We got lots of other work to do before we can even get that far. So I'm just going to put that on, and then we're going to do the other side for red and leave both of them off. So I've got the wiring harness ran. Where I ran, the passenger side was just right up through here, kind of by the firewall. We'll crawl under and I'll show you. So coming off the back side here, the fender well here, you can see this right here is the wiring harness. I ran it up under where the body mounts to the frame. Definitely recommend doing this. It's going to save you a lot of trouble and give it a place to kind of hang and stay secure out of the way. And then I've just run it alongside. You can see that body frame where it goes up and over that. Like I say, I'm going to step up my zip tie game as soon as I get everything buttoned up and make sure it's working. And then the little lines for the LEDs are just hanging down right now. So that's the passenger side, which was much easier than the driver's side. So as you can see, the driver's side, I've just run it alongside this wiring harness up at the top here, all the way over to where we get over to the top of the fan here. and then drops right off behind this fender well here, right down here. And we'll crawl under once again so I can show you guys how that looks. Ugh. So there it is. You can see it's running right under this where the body mounts to the frame here, and right along this wiring harness. I've just got it zip tied along the way, running over that body frame. So pretty easy. And then of course got them, each of the harnesses clipped into the motor. So let's move on to the next step. As we get closer and closer, I'm getting more and more excited. So now what we're going to do is a pretty easy step. You're going to need to remove your floor mat, which I've got these WeatherTechs here. I've got a great review on them. You guys need to check that out. I'll leave a little card up at the top for you guys to look at those if you want to. But we need to remove floor mat, which is nice and out of the way. Then we need to remove this little trim piece, which luckily is nice and easy. You just grab it right back here, pull up. Just like so. And it pulls right on out. So we'll set that aside as well. I'll just set it right on top of here. And then we need to pull the carpet back a little ways. And this will be a good chance to vacuum if you guys want to. So we're going to pull the carpet back a little way. And you can see what an awesome job GM has done on the insulation here and whatnot. So we'll pull the carpet back. Now, the directions recommend drilling a hole in the metal, but to me, it just makes sense to go ahead and drill in this rubber piece. I'm always going to drill in the rubber piece because I know I can replace that, whereas in the metal, I just hate making holes and stuff unless I absolutely have to. So I'm going to drill a little hole here to run those 2 wires up through. All right, let's do it. All right, now let's see if I can feed those wires up through. Okay, so forget about the wires. Throw them inside. We're going to come back to those later. We're going to move on to the LED lighting. All right, we're going back under just for a little bit. We've got these LED lights that we got to mount. If your kit came with it, it's just got 3M on the back. What you're going to do is you're going to measure 23 inches from where the door starts right here, just right behind where the little plastic guard is. And measure 23 inches and then 63 inches. Clean up your surface, prep it real well. And then you're going to stick it right here at the 23-inch mark, of course, right where this little lip is, and then just mount it right there, of course, with the wires facing back. All right, so now we're going to have a little bit of fun. We got to crimp these wires on, and I can't seem to find my crimpers, so I'm going to use channel locks. It'll probably work the same. Basically, these little fittings, you put each end of the wire in here, and they're pretty cool. And then you just crimp down on the middle, push down on the middle, and it makes a secure connection with that metal. It bites down on it, and then you heat it up with the with the heat gun here. And then it's going to seal it off, that way no water gets in there. So I'll show you how to do that on one of these, and then you guys can tackle the rest by yourself. So you got the 2 leads right here, red and black. You just match those up, red and black here, and then crimp them down. Of course, you're going to have to, it looks like you're going to have to pull a little bit back of the wiring here. These just pull off here, so you're good there, just like that. You're going to do that to the other side, and then match those wires up, and you're good to go. Alright, so there's one connection. You guys get the idea of how it is. Just heat it up on both sides once you get the crimp made, then you're good to go. Okay, we're on to the last part here, basically. So you're going to see here, we've got the OBD2, and this is for the plug-and-play system. I recommend getting this. It's worth the extra money. It's going to save you a lot of trouble. You've got these special connectors here, which I'll show you guys how to put on. Pretty easy, and then we're going to plug everything up and test it and see how it works. Basically, all you got to do is unscrew the ends of these. I set you guys down so I can do this. Unscrew the ends of these, just like so. You're going to put one side of your connector through there, and be mindful that this is a purple and black wire here, so make sure you get those right. And then you're going to feed this guy through the head like so. And once you've got it through there, you're going to see the wire come out on the other side. And then you'll just screw it right back on while keeping this wire tight in there. Just like, whoops, if I hold it on the right end, that would help. There we go. Just like so. And then just tighten her down, and we're going to do that for all the rest of these. And just match this up to the other side of the wire that we ran through the bottom of the through the cab here, and then we'll connect everything up. Okay, so once you got that connected, all you got to do is just kind of hide the wire up under your carpet. If you guys have made it this far, you're going to be fine, no worries. Just hide it up under that carpet, and once you do that, like I've done up here, you can see I've kind of hid it up in here, and I'll probably hide this wire a little bit better later, but I was just excited to make sure it works and everything like that. And then of course put your trim back in here. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go around to the front and put that fuse back in that was right here, that 30 amp fuse. Go ahead and button up the positive and negative side of your terminal. As you can see, I've got the post there. Then just test her out. As you can see, I've already opened the door, so the board's extended up under there. And then as soon as I open it, boom, LEDs are working great. Close it. Goes back up, and then we'll go around to the driver's side. Make sure she's working as expected. And you can open all the doors if you want. Look at that. Works great. LEDs are working. Looks good.
Alright guys, I hope this video was helpful to you. If you're thinking about doing this project, kind of what to expect, some of the tools that you're going to need, as you saw the whole outline there. Sorry if the video is kind of long, but I did want to do a really detailed video on exactly how to do this, because I've seen a lot of install videos out there, but they're more so reviews. And I'll do a review later too of these, because these are going to get some good use. I mean, I actually travel on dirt road. This is not a street truck by any means. So it's going to be put through winter, through mud, and everything like that. So it'll definitely get put through its paces very well. The project did take me 2 to 3 hours, as said on there, so you better pack a lunch if you're going to do this. It's not the worst job in the world, though. If you've got a little bit of mechanical experience and a little bit of electrical experience, you're going to be fine, not to worry. Heck, if you watch this video, you can do it yourself, no problem. But very happy with it. With the 3 hours that I put into it, works great. Couldn't be happier. And of course, like I say, we'll do that long-term review and let you guys know how that goes. If you guys got any questions, leave them down in the comments, and I really appreciate you guys watching this video. At the time of posting this video, hopefully we'll be 3,000 subscribers, so I thought we'd do a little special here. Been wanting to get these boards for a while anyway. My wife said I had to have some, so hey, we got some now. Alright guys, appreciate you watching the video. Until next time, hit that subscribe button. Thanks.